everyone, welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Clothes, written by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. About the author, Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni's works are largely set in India and the United States. She often focuses on the experiences of South Asian migrants. She writes for children as well as adults and has published novels in multiple genres including realistic fiction, historical fiction, magical realism, myth and fantasy. About the story, the short story Clothes is written by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni in 1995. Clothes is about an young Indian woman called Sumita and she is having an arranged marriage. The story takes place in Calcutta, India, where Sumita lives with her family and her two friends Dipali and Radha before she gets married. Her father has found a great husband from California for her, Somesh Sen. She travels to California with her new husband and she is astonished how USA is compared to India. Somesh works in a store called 7-Eleven. New life in America. Sumita moves to America to live with her husband Somesh and his parents and she slowly starts to fall in love with him. Even though Somesh's parents lives in America, they are still very Indian and therefore Somesh and Sumita hides that she secretly wears American clothes. Sumita is torn between the Indian culture and her new life in America. Death of Somesh. Sumita's husband is killed at his workplace by a man with a gun. Now Sumita has to choose life between with her in-laws or move back to India, but she chooses to put her American clothes on and not go back to her home country. Themes of the story: identity, arranged marriage, clash of cultures, integration and racism. Internal struggles of Sumita. In the story, Sumita is deeply touched by her internal struggles to find herself. These struggles is personified by the ways in which Sumita changes her clothing and attire as she evolves as a person and finds her true identity. The thematic concept of the story: when Sumita makes significant changes to her attire, a drastic shift is indicated both culturally and emotionally. These visual cues tell Sumita's family and acquaintance how her inner sense of self is changing. Sumita also expresses her self-identification of roles through these changes of clothes, where some choices indicate youth and other choices indicate love or duty as a wife, and yet other choices indicate her full acceptance of herself as a woman in an American context. Color symbolism to express emotional changes. The author utilized color symbolism to express the emotional changes that Sumita is going through and how she uses colors to keep her grounded with her Indian beliefs during her transition from girl to bride to be to an Indian American to widow. There are many examples of color that represent established Indian beliefs and religion are mentioned throughout the story. Yellow as a symbolic color. The color yellow symbolizes the sanctity or innocence, such as being a child or young woman. Even though Sumita is going to be married, she is still the child of innocence until she actually crosses that bridge. Sumita as a bride in pink. The color pink is associated with sexuality and purity. That is a girl who is virgin in heart and body. Sumita's father shows her the sari that she will be wearing when she meets her fiancé for the first time. Sumita in blue for her travels. After the wedding ceremony, Sumita is on the airplane flying to her new home in the United States to meet up with her new husband, Somesh, who had to return back to his business. Before she left the home, a discussion with her mother about what color she should wear for her flight. I wanted a blue one for the journey because blue is the color of possibility, the color of the sky through which I would be traveling. But her mother said that there must be red in it because red is the color of luck for married women. Finally, father found one to satisfy us both. Midnight blue with a thin red border. The author explains the meaning of the color in the dialogue between mother and the daughter, which signify heritage and beliefs. transition to life in America. Orange can represent an energy or enthusiasm, which Sumita receives a gift from her husband of blue jeans and a sunrise orange t-shirt. It brings about the willingness to embrace new ideas with enjoyment and a sense of exploration. Later, with her cream and brown shirt, it gives a new thoughts about being a working woman in America. In her husband's store or reflected in the earthy colors, symbolize something new planted as she is newly planted in America, trying to grow. The choice to wear white. After Somesh is killed in a robbery, Sumita is dressed in a borrowed white saree, white widow color, the color of endings, and attending the bangle breaking ceremony, whereas white is the color used in West for brides and weddings signifying purity. White is the color of mourning and death in the East. The green and red bangle, which Hindu religion symbolize safety and happy, prosperous and long married life, required to be worn by married women. American culture and self-fulfillment. The various experiences in Sumita's life have shaped her into the person she has become. American culture had helped her to realize her desires in being her own person as opposed to meeting the ideals of others. Her desire to get an education and teach blonde kids in her cream and brown American dress. Conclusion. Sumita created a new conception of her world, symbolized as the earth and as the sea together, as shown as the color cream and brown. For Sumita, life is defined in the colors of her own mind and in the life she builds. Thank you for watching.